We're previewing Manchester United's next match. It's the derby, Manchester United versus Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. United, useful time to play City. They're in a meltdown, but you know what that means. They're going to step up big time against their rivals across town. United could use a big win in the Premier League. We are still not where we want to be in the second half of the table. A lot of work still to do. City, they're injured. They're an injured giant, but right now, United needs a win, and I think they're going to be up for it. City are going to be up for it. They know how important this game is. They always know that you need one of these games that's like a catalyst to turn the season around. I think Pep is thinking the same way. Let's have a statement win against our crosstown rivals. Let's shut up this new manager and all the hype around him and turn our season around, because that's the thing about City. They snap their fingers and all of a sudden, I don't know, he gets the right juju going with the players, and they can go on a run and not lose for 4 months, 5 months. So it's a big game. It's an important game for United. We need a result. We need a win. We need a result. It'd be even great to go there and get a draw. But it's a big game for United, a big game for Ruben Amorim. How you feeling, sir, heading into this?
Sometimes neighbors are noisy.
Look, they've been noisy for the last couple of years. They're getting quiet. The house party's starting to calm down. All that free money coming from Abu Dhabi, just going in these ghost accounts, paying extra contracts off the books. The party's starting to calm down at the neighbor's house. I don't mind it. And Ruben Amorim, he's the guy to take us to the promised land, and it goes straight through those noisy neighbors across town. I'm not saying we're going to get them, but I'm saying we're going to go toe-to-toe, and I know Pep Guardiola is going to be nervous because this is a big match. We got experienced players on our end of the pitch, and they're wounded. They have players injured. They got the buck 15 hanging over them, which I like to see. And, senior people at City are just this is my last year. Everyone seems to be leaving. Pep Guardiola seems to be doubling down. Abu Dhabi's definitely funneling stuff and cash into ghost accounts and signing assets to Cayman Islands, whatever, basically with Pep Guardiola. They got him. He's going to go down with the ship. That's his whole thing is go down with the ship. He's going to be there. But I do think things are getting cloudy over there. And as what happens in life generally, when it turns, and it seems to be turning everywhere all at once. And when players start seeing, Barada leave, okay, that's one thing. Then internally other people are leaving, then contract discussions with Bruyne, et cetera. And then the band's breaking up. And you have the band breaking up vibe at City, which is amazing because they've been going for so long. They've almost ruined the whole product that is the English Premier League. I hope they come down on them hard. Apparently that has been settled. But that is more off the pitch, sir. On the pitch, United need to focus on ourselves. Like you said, they're a wounded animal. A draw would be a huge result away at the Etihad.
Yeah, we just we've had a horrible track record for obvious reasons. United's been so poor over the last 11 years. They've been so ascendant over the last 11 years, even more so when Pep came in and they started spending real dough. But yeah, I hope it's kind of like the beginning of the end, because we know what effect they have in the EPL, and I don't think it's a positive one. I think you and me are aligned on that. They have not been a positive contributor to the Premier League. They made the league worse, less competitive. I don't know. People seem to like it the way I don't think they're that excited to watch in terms of how they play football.
No, the joy was taking the product before Abu Dhabi, sports washing, etc. was it was very competitive and teams were rising, and then that would create these amazing rivalries. Over the last couple of years, it would have been us and Liverpool at one point. It would have been Liverpool and Arsenal. City, if they did it right, would have been in the mix, but they wouldn't have won every title or done the treble. So it's just been this emotionless. And also the fact they don't really have fans. So basically they went from no fans and then immediate success because they basically dropped all this illegal money into the team, which is why there's sort of this no soul winning, where usually it's over time and you're building the fan base over a decade and things are getting exciting and then it pops off. They kind of went from 0 to 60. And so they were winning all these things and there's no real joy in it. And then now the fans are basically having to argue about these legal cases, and it really hasn't been good for the league. And if you just took City and the sports doping out of the equation, it would have been a really exciting league, and that United probably would have won 1 year And, that would have led to like more cash for United, and then probably like Ole not getting fired, maybe Mourinho not getting fired, and just more exciting storylines, like much more parody, much more exciting storylines. And now it's just kind of like again. And it really has sucked the life out of English football. That's not what it's about.
And I think you talk about it on the pitch. You could talk about around fouls and tactical fouls, but I think the fans is a huge element of it too. It's like every time a team gets good again, or one of the big teams, right? Liverpool got good under Klopp. Their fans come out of the woodwork. And you know what? I don't love their fans, but you see it. Arsenal, once they started getting good again, their fans come out of the woodwork. Same thing. City, dominant as any team's been over a decade, and they ain't got you don't find any fans anywhere. So it's like there's an artificial flair to this to global football now that's happened because money's become the only priority. Not like one of the most priority. It's only about money, right? So Saudi Arabia getting the World Cup, that's not a good thing, but they're gonna get it the same way that like I hope the FA come down hard on City. They have to. It's good for the league. It's good for everybody. But like, it's taken a lot of like the fun out of the game because, like I said, there's no fans. The team is like, they're fucking assholes about it. They cheat and then they cry foul and act like they're the victim and spend hundreds of millions of dollars on fucking lawyers' fees. So it's bad for the game. I hope they deal with it, and there's a great easy way to deal with it. Right? Is like, you just send them down to League
relegate
One.
them.
You relegate them, and you take away their titles and. That would go a long way. I don't think they'll do it. I think they should do it. I think it will help us salvage the league, but like, it's not been good. It has not been good. The last 10 years of English football, I would not say has been like a great success. It's like, there's more people watching, but the quality of the game has gone down, and it's also headed in a way that's like, it doesn't look like it's improving in the last couple of years, especially with VAR and all this shit, especially in England. So it's a big game for United. Let's focus on that. Huge opportunity for Ruben to get a big scalp, but it's going to be a tough game, bro, because they're going to be up for it, and they know that, like, hey, we need a big win to turn our season around, and they're looking right at United.
Well, look, there was big history, with City and the match-fixing scandal, I think, in 1906, and then basically United getting a lot of those players, like a big controversy at City. They kind of blew up. United took their best players, and then we went into to win our first title under John Henry Davies, or like our new owner, who then purchased Old Trafford. So I do think there could be some history repeating itself where like that 115 blows up City. Maybe we get a few of their players, then United kind of come back to glory under Amram. So I could see that happening in some sort of way. I'm rooting against them. You heard it here. We don't like them. But let's get into a quick PSA for the podcast. If you want to hear more news against Manchester City, go no farther than the American Red Devils. We got us on YouTube, start a YouTube channel. We're almost at 1,000 subs. Please like and subscribe. Support us on YouTube. Also check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/American Red Devils. Tons of great benefits. You get extra podcasts behind the scenes every single month. Check out Patreon, over 100 subscribers. Support us there. Also, AmericanDevils.com. AmericanDevils.com, AmericanDevils.store. Grab some merch, trucker hats, scarves, hoodies, shirts, beanies. We got everything. Everything you buy supports the podcast. We have great blog content on AmericanRedDevils.com as well. Sir, tell us about iTunes reviews.
iTunes reviews and 5-star reviews, the American Devils podcast. Wherever you listen, it's a great way to support the pod. It helps us get found organically by other top Muppets like yourself, and we're still giving away free merch. All you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. Send a screenshot of that review to AmericanDevils@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll personally pick, pack, and ship. Send some free ARD gear right to your door anywhere in the world. Keep those 5-star reviews coming. We've appreciated it. Every time I go and send those little care packages out, all the reviews, all the nice emails, they really make my day. So keep them coming. We couldn't do without the fans. Like
makes this guy day.
Makes
his day.
I need any occasion to get my day made. It's the hard yards. Hard yards being a young parent. Everybody's working. Kids, they need a lot of attention. Ooh. Need a lot of attention. Okay, sorry, I'm getting off topic. We got a big game on the weekend. Man City, Man United at the Etihad. I'm seeing ghosts.
Let's break it down. Oh my God, I don't like this team.
I fucking hate them.
Man, shitty, the badge.
No one else likes them either. That's the thing. Is like you never meet City fans.
Pep Guardiola, very dislikable.
Where to begin?
Come on, 20 titles. Don't even measure them. We did the treble first. We did it when everybody thought it couldn't be done. City did it. Nobody cared.
The world shrugged.
Hate them. Dislike them. Noisy neighbors. Got no love. They can't even fill their stadium. You know what they say, sir? You know, money can buy a lot of things, but you can't buy those butts and seats. They might be paying actors. That's right. It's called the Etihad, sir.
When is it?
I mean, it's never
Sunday.
full.
Sunday.
Never.
Whenever full. There you go. There's empty Etihad. That's about right. It'll look a little bit more full. But it's the Derby, sir. Game week 16. Season's flying. Holidays are here. 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Sunday, December 15th. Big game. Marquee game. It's going to be a big one. I love a win. We need a win.
Sir, the city is yours. The city is yours. 20,000 empty seats. Are you fucking sure? I don't think so. Kicking a blue, sir. We don't like them. Can't wait. We need the Reds to match the intensity of a derby on the day, Sunday. What do we got? Weatherman Alex in the booth.
12 degrees Celsius. It's going to be around 50. Chance of rain, so proper Manchester weather. Bit of a breeze as well. So, they're used to that weather. We're used to that weather. It might be a scrappy match, especially if there is rain.
You all right, sir? You seem like indigestion here. You eat a breakfast sausage earlier today?
Goddamn thing. It's too much coffee. too much of that.
You look like the foreman's getting back up there.
New Jersey vanilla
coming
creamer,
out.
sir. New Jersey vanilla creamer.
Like
Speaking of which, Scran Watch. Let's get into a Scran Watch. We're going to Shoryu Ramen, so we're going Japanese. It's going to be cold weather. Use a bowl of ramen, some miso ramen.
What is this here? What do we got here?
Those look like octopus balls, sir. I'm sure you'd love those. Classic Japanese fare. But yeah, let's get it, sir. I love a nice bowl of ramen. Shit weather.
Okay, here we go. I can get behind this here.
Egg, a little bow action.
No,
It looks all right. It looks better than the average cheeseburger.
This is John's gonna rate this a black diamond.
Yeah,
this
black.
is definitely a black diamond.
I'll tell you what, it's no. What's that fucking German spot?
Oh my god,
German.
Oh my god, that was what
Rosklover.
Sir, that's a
something?
story for another podcast.
God,
but we can get behind.
We'll do a scram watch
Alex
of that place.
definitely,
We'll do a scram watch of that place.
Alex was definitely like, you got to take that out. That was a bad.
I eat that out, bro. I tell you what, when you're the guy who has to try and pick the restaurants in England, you're eating a lot of L's because it's like the variability is high.
I'll tell you what, the new bet is whoever loses has to eat that food. That's kind of the new thing.
It's so
all
bad.
right, let's get into Manchester City, founded in 1880 as St. Mark's. They became Ardwick Association Football Club in 1887. Manchester City in 1894. They play at the Etihad, aka the Etihad. They wear the powder blue. Cheaters at the turn of the century, like I said, stole all their players and then went on to win our first league and FA Cup early 20th century. And their current era of success has been as a result of breaking the financial fair play regulations. How many, we don't know. I'm going to say $1.15 is the new thing on the pod. In 2020, they basically, UEFA ruled that there was essentially, they went to the arbitration. So UEFA already went through the same rule-breaking thing with them, and it was the time-based issue where it was like too long ago where the charges didn't apply. All of this came out as a result of a hack from the prominent German press outlet that the name is, I'm forgetting exactly, is it Bild or something like that, I want to say. But regardless, the information's out there. They did it. The emails were hacked, and now it's kind of, the English Premier League is having a go. Kind of surprised that they're going hard as they are, because it's only it's going to hurt them. Because usually MLB, the cheating scandal, they sweep it under the rug because it's bad for the brand. The English Premier League is kind of going hard at City, which I like because the integrity of sport matters, and it's gotten a little out of control. Chelsea, Newcastle, City, they're clamping them down, and they should, because it's not good for business. Nation state wealth hasn't been good for the league.
No, it hasn't been good for the league since Chelsea, you could argue. Because at the end of the day, that was also nation state wealth when they kind of pulled back the layers. So at the end of the day, the FA has to bring this to conclusion. It's all good and fine to do these charges, but at the end of the day, if you're now gunned and Man City have better lawyers than the FA, that's an indictment on the FA. So they need to bring this to bed. City they have been bad actors in this. They have acted in bad faith. They need to be punished. They need to be made an example of, because if you let this lay, the league is gone. The league is already on the edge of being gone in terms of like you lose all the power because then you have like geopolitical state actors having more influence than like other clubs who've been around for 150
Well, they
years.
let the fox in the hen house.
No, they
That's
did it.
ultimately
They did
what
it. It's
happened.
Like, are you going
right?
to kick him out? Or are you going to be like, well, the fox, he's come around. He's a good fox. He's one of us. We have to let him in and just let him eat whatever he wants.
Nation state wealth in England, the
Has an
last 20
influence everywhere,
years has
dude.
been like Russia coming to town, then
The
the
Gulf.
Gulf coming to town, and it came into their sport, their precious crown jewel that is the Premier League, and now they're going to deal with it, and it'll be interesting to see this result. Like you said, I have low expectations, but I'm hoping like they should be relegated. Now they should have their titles taken away too. I just think practically it's impossible to do that. But who knows? I think this is kind of a strange era. I think we'll look back on it and forget it, and I think the future is bright. Pep Guardiola, what do you got?
No, the future is bright. I hope they rectify this, and this is just like kind of a window of time, and it's not just the new normal. That's what I fear. So Pep couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Pep Guardiola, 53-year-old Spanish coach. Obviously, we know him well as United fans. He won his 2 Champions League titles against Fergie's men, 2009,
Heartbreak.
2011. He had basically the greatest club team in the history of the sport. I don't think there's much argument to be had there that anyone was better. So he dominated with Barcelona. He went to Germany for Bayern Munich. He did well there domestically, but
By the way, we think that they were doping at Barca. I do think that
I'm
he's a
getting
cheater.
into that. Sir,
Yeah.
I think the real thing is when you start reading about this doctor, Dr. Ramon Segura, there's so much fucking smoke around this. Smoke when he was a player. He got busted for doping. You look at like basically like what was happening with injuries with Messi in the aughts, the end of the aughts when they did win those titles. Like he never got injured. Then Pep leaves, starts getting injured all the time. So I think in the next 20 years, all this shit comes out after the fact. Like, I don't want to get into the Lance Armstrong stuff, but like stuff comes in after like players are gone and managers have retired. I think there will be tons of smoke around sports, not just the sports washing, but all of the drug use and performance enhancing drugs that were a part of like his success. So I think that will come out eventually.
No, but Italy and Spain in that era,
Totally.
I think it's very like it's not controversial to say that was popular. And when you look at the Barca team, like the United players have commented on it like very lightly about how they were so fresh late in games and they were like the most dogged games they've ever been a part of, and they couldn't imagine how they were that fit.
That's drugs.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
dope. That's blood
but
doping.
I also think you look at any dynasty, like the Patriots, for example, in the United States, they cheated at every corner. I mean, like honestly, whether they're filming the sidelines, the inflating the football, whatever it's called, it's just like you're just looking for that edge. And Pep Guardiola strikes me as a guy looking for edge. And usually, some crazy sports winners like Lance Armstrong, the Patriots, like there's tons of examples of like teams and managers that go on runs and they just looking for any edge, and they'll push the boundaries of whatever rules could potentially be broken. Sir, now let's get into City signings. Tell me about them.
Relatively quiet summer for City. I mean, they didn't have to add much after winning the treble, but they bought Savinho from one of their own clubs. That was kind of one of those funny financial fair play rules. They brought back Gundogan from Barcelona. Calvin Phillips, hilarious. So, yeah, not a ton of transfers, but super powerful team. They didn't need much. Let's get into that run of fixtures, sir. They've been in terrible form, shockingly. As bad a form as they've been in since Pep's been the manager, really.
Tottenham just cooked
Bodied
them 4-0. Feyenoord 3-3. Liverpool 2-0. City did beat Forest. Forest beat us.
They're better than us.
True
City are
Crystal
better than us.
Palace. Juventus beat them 2-0. They're like, this is kind of like death knell territory. Like, honestly, like if they keep running December, if you're in a bad run in December, it just keeps going because you got 2 games every single week.
That's a very good point.
Let's hope that we can get one in and have some fun. And obviously the one to watch are Erling Haaland.
Erling Haaland, he's having kind of a quiet season for him. He's still the Golden Boot leader at the moment. I think he's got, 13 goals in 15 games. So an incredible haul.
Horrible season, apparently. Like that's what everyone's saying. He's doing so bad.
For him.
But it's like...
Yeah, for him. but he's an incredible player. I don't like him at all, but he'll look good in white when he goes to Real Madrid after Man City collapse because he's going to Real Madrid, by the way.
No, where he scored more than 50 goals in the season is pretty incredible. Last 5 against City, lost 4, won 1. That one was in the FA Cup. Rest in peace, Eric Ten Hag.
Smell you later. Thanks for the memories.
Come to an end, sir.
Stay humble. Stay humble.
That era came to an end. Look, as far as the formation City play, they're injured. They still got KDB. They still got Haaland.
Injured. Who's injured? Oh, yeah. What's his name?
Rodri, yes. And their center backs. But Guardiola's jumping in as center back. Kyle Walker's a little past it. Ortega's been featuring for them. We know.
The team is still stacked. I mean, still
Bernardo
got Bruyne,
Silva.
Haaland, Gundogan, Silva.
A good question would be like when the 115 hit and you can pick some players up here.
Haaland.
Bernardo Silva, too. Like he's
out there.
He's good.
Haaland,
he's
Rodri,
good on Portugal with Bruno, though. He's just
Guardiola,
like a player.
Diaz. I take a bunch of these.
Sir, I told you when we were in Germany for the Euros, I got
you scouting report, bro.
I was taking the elevator.
You're checking his body fat index.
I
You're
was
like,
like,
oh, this guy's leaning.
I got in the elevator, so I could take the elevator down at the hotel we're staying at, and then who gets in? It's Guardiola. This guy, hair's way more greasy, and he's like way more faded up than you would think. So these players probably get their hair cut every single week.
Oh yeah,
but I could
and
take
their
him.
beards.
I could take. He's like a little light.
Take him, bro, this guy, the toughest guy I know.
Because hey, you know what? In North Jersey, American football, they teach you how to keep your base, sir. I don't know these soccer players. You just get under them. You can drive all day.
I'll take your word.
I'll
for it,
take.
all right?
I'll take him in an elevator.
You probably take.
I could take
Modric.
Guardiola.
You take
I could
Modric.
take Guardiola, sir. Ref watch. Oh no.
Anthony Taylor, sir. I love this. The FA is a joke, so they're not going to do shit with City because look at the refs in the FA. Look at the VAR controversy and the fact that Anthony Taylor, the ref with probably the most controversy around his name at the moment, is getting the marquee game of the weekend. Just speaks mountains to how poorly the FA is run, how poorly the reffing consortium within the FA is, and this is just why would he get the fucking game?
But to be fair,
he's a bad ref.
He's not horrible. He's not horrible. I think it'll be a fine game. I'm not
for this
that
game.
concerned.
He won't make it a big deal, but he's got a track record of making big calls.
Here comes the money.
What do we got on the odds?
City heavy favorites, minus 175 at home, plus 360 for the draw, and plus 420 for United on the road. I think I'm up, sir. I think United get a win.
Was that song?
2-1. 2-1 comeback win. United get a big win biggest win under Ruben Amorim's track. Who you got, sir?
Obviously going to the famous. You're going United win 2-1. For me, it's going to be 1-1 draw. I think, on a good day, on City's bad day, and on our good day, we can get a draw away. So let's check out the results here in the stake wager. The score predictions, John, 55 points, Alex, 21. You are coming back. Ruben Amorim has kind of lit a fire under you here. But, you did have a strong... not one result right from mid-September to November.
Incredible streak.
I think that was when
streak.
we were losing under Ten Hag and you were just win. Incredible streak, incredible conviction. Look, that's it. That's the podcast. You like the American Devils, please like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Smash the like button, help the algorithm. Also, check out our store, americandevils.store, americandevils.com, patreon.com/americandevils. Sir, give us our top 10 downloads last 7 days. What do we got here?
So we just appreciate everybody listening. We hope everyone's having a great holidays. Keep liking, keep subscribing, join Patreon. Let's get into top downloads. We couldn't do it without you. You guys keep the lights on. It's a labor of love. We love this club. We love the pod. We love the fans. We couldn't do it without you. Let's get into top downloads. Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? New York, Brooklyn, New York, Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, California, Houston, Texas, Philly, PA, Melbourne, Australia, Dublin, Ireland, Charlotte, North Carolina, last but not least, Atlanta, Georgia. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do it without you. Big game of the weekend. Let's go. Let's get a huge win against one of our least favorite teams, sir. City. Let's batter them.